Yo, good evening, good afternoon, guys. How you doing? This is your Coach Renz, and first I want to thank everybody who subscribed to my page. We just went over 2,500 subscribers on this channel, and for that reason, I'm going to have a giveaway. So I want you to go ahead and comment. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, because you have to be a subscriber in order to win. So I want you to subscribe down below, hit that bell icon, and then I'm going to randomly pick a subscriber down below as to who's going to win. And since I own Uncle Ren's Popcorn, this first time I'm going to give away a sample pack, which is 10 mini bags of popcorn. And so I'll contact you, you'll get me, and I'll tell you where to go to pick your flavors, and then I will get those shipped out to you most immediately. So subscribe, click on the bell icon, and then write your comment down below, and I'm going to just randomly put the names in a hat, pick it out, bam, that's the winner. Okay, so just go ahead and put that down there. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of days to get that done, and then we're going to go ahead and move forward with this giveaway. So I thank you guys for being subscribers on YouTube. If you're on Facebook watching this, you can't win on Facebook. You got to come on over to YouTube and subscribe and comment there. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. So I was thinking this morning. This morning as I was doing my morning meditations and motivating myself and that sort of thing, and stretching and having my water, you know, going through my basic routines. And when I was doing my visualization exercises, I started thinking about my past. I started thinking about how I was years and years and years ago, over the course of my life, over the last especially 20 plus years, of how these tools, how I've used these tools to help me advance in my life. Now, here's the trick. Most of the time, when you listen to a motivational speaker, when you read a book, when you go to whatever your religious organization is, you're being sold an idea. You're being sold a way for you to increase the way that you live your life, increase what you have in your life, increase the love, increase the health, increase the money. You're being sold something, but you're never being told anything. And there's a distinct difference. There's a distinct difference between being sold and being told. You see, if I got on this video and I just sell you on, you got to visualize your life right now. You got to visualize how you want your life to be. You got to see everything in place. You got to see yourself already there. You got to see it. If you see it, then you can believe it, and you believe it, then you can achieve it. You got to see it, believe it, achieve it. If I can tell you that, I can sell you that. I can sell you that all day long. I can write a book about it. I can do seminars about it. I can do videos about it. I can sell that to you, and you'll buy it, and you'll buy it, and you'll buy it. But the problem is, most of your lives will never change because you've been sold and not told. And there's a big difference. I'm going to break that down for you, and I'm going to tell you what the difference is, and I'm going to tell you how you can start making these changes. First, let me give you a little personal information about myself. You see, my life has had its roller coasters like most people have. Anytime I envisioned my life exactly how I wanted it, and then I just kept and maintained that vision, then my actions dictated the process of that being manifested in my life. See, I started moving in that direction. When I wanted to pick up rank in the military, and I wanted to get to a certain rank, and I wanted to be stationed in a certain place, and I wanted to have a certain job, and I wanted to do certain things in the military, I had the vision of it. I could see it. I saw myself doing it. I started reading up about it. I started studying it. I started putting myself in position so that when the opportunity came, that I could take advantage of that opportunity. So I envisioned my life, and I saw how my relationship was. I saw how my money was. I saw my children. I saw everything in my life. I had the complete balanced picture of it in my mind, and then I started acting and moving and thinking and talking and doing things that facilitated it. And it manifested itself. 3 years later, that's exactly what my life was. 3 years later. It took 3 years for that to manifest. But here's the thing, because I knew that something like that would take 3 to 4, 5, 10 years, I had the patience to keep moving forward, to maintain the vision. And since I had the patience to keep moving forward and maintain the vision, it eventually manifested because I was always moving and vibrating in that direction. See, I'm telling you, I could have just sold you on the fact that, hey, I visualized it, I believed it, and then it happened. And it happened like, and I didn't even know it. I could sell you like that, but no, it took time. It took having patience. It took work. It took me putting myself in the right position. But let me tell you something else about that. So I got that, I achieved that. And you would think from there, I would just be like, woo, I'm doing this all the time. That's how I'm going to move. And while I was in the Marine Corps, I did. Because in the Marine Corps, I had to have patience for everything, right? I had to be patient. Not everything came so quickly. Not for the things as far as moving forward, moving up the chain of command. There are certain things you had to do, certain things you didn't. Now, there were ways in order to get there faster. You know, I wanted to be an embassy chief, and I knew that took me getting to a certain rank before that happened. It took time. But what I didn't account for was life. I got injured. Right before I was about to get promoted to the rank that's needed in order to take on that responsibility to have that job so that I can live this next vision that I had. But then I got injured. Life changed for me. All of a sudden, I'm never going to have that vision. That's never going to manifest itself because that injury kept me from being qualified to have that gig. There was no waiver that allowed me to get that gig, right? So I couldn't do it. So it didn't matter how much I think about it. It doesn't matter how much I believed it. I was never going to achieve it. And you have to realize that. I'm telling you, not trying to sell you. That's reality. That's how manifestations work. There are certain manifestations that will never happen in your life. It just won't. I will never be an NFL football player. It's not going to happen. I'm 46. Not going to happen. There are certain things just not going to be. Okay? Just not going to happen. And you have to recognize that. So if your manifestation, if your dream, if the vision that you have is something that you know could never be, then you have to recognize that, realize that, and then move forward. But I didn't. I fell into a depression. I fell into a depression that created a lot of anxiety. And I didn't have a vision, really. I had parts of a vision at that point. Parts of a vision. I knew financially how I wanted to live my life. I knew relationship-wise how I wanted to live my life. I knew those kinds of things, just a couple of those. But health-wise, I wasn't focused on my health anymore. And I ballooned up to 300 pounds. And then as I ballooned up to 300 pounds, I started recognizing other things in my life that were missing. Other things that was causing a counterbalance, that was causing me to be tilted to the left or tilted to the right. So I had to realize that, oh man, my life is off balance. So now I need to refocus, and I need to focus on that one thing. And so then I would just focus on that one thing, that one aspect of life, and not seeing my total picture of life. You see, many of you are not successful because you don't see the total picture of your life. You have to see the entire panoramic view of your life if you want to manifest your vision, if you want that to be your vision. And let me tell you another part about it. So years and years go by, I'm up and I'm down, I'm up and I'm down, I'm up financially, I'm down financially, I'm up in my relationships, I'm down in my relationships, I'm up in my health, I'm down in my health. Things are just up and down, up and down, up and down. Seems like I got into a rhythm of being up and down, that I was kept swinging along the polarity scale, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. But things will be like, my money is over to the right and I'm doing great, right? But my relationship is over here to the left. It's over to the left. I envision myself having all the money, but then my relationship was over to the left for whatever reason or justification that it was over to the left. And because of that, because the relationship was over to the left, but my money was to the right, I started focusing on the negative part of the relationship, the fact that the relationship was over to the left, and so much of my focus was over here. I'm gonna go ahead and break it down to you guys plainly. So I've been in relationships where the intimacy level, the sexual level, I was deprived for what my desire is for it. So my money is great. My friendship in the relationship is great. But the intimacy and the sex part is not where I need it to be. So all day, when I'm over here working on my money goal, I'm over here working this out. But then in my mind, half the time that I'm over here, I'm thinking about that negative part over there. I'm thinking about the lack over here. My focus is on the lack. And as long as my focus is on the lack, my money start coming over here. Start moving over to match lack. You see, you may think that you got to think about lack in money in order for money to become lack, but no, I was thinking about lack in my sexual relationship. So because of the lack in my sexual relationship, my money started to become lack. My health started to become lack. Everything in my life started to move down the lack because my focus was on that part of my life or that part of my vision that wasn't fulfilling itself. And at that time frame in my life, what I did not realize is that I can't force anybody to be to me what I need them to be. That all I can do is let them be who they're going to be. I can instruct them on what I need. I can tell them what I require. But if they choose not to do it, I can't force them. And me focusing on it is not going to move them over to the right. So after a while, I came to that realization and I removed myself from the relationship. Now, when I removed myself from the relationship, I made another mistake. I start focusing on finding that relationship. Start finding it. I gotta have it. Gotta have it. It must be in my life. I gotta have it. And because I was so focused on it, my gym started losing money. My personal training studios started losing money. Now, when they started losing money, some of my other financial responsibilities, they didn't lose. They started growing. That child support started growing. The bills for the house started growing. My kids are getting older. The financial need for my children, it's growing. All these things are growing, but my money's coming down because I'm focused on trying to create this relationship and move it to the right. I was so focused on that I was spending probably 8 to 10 hours a day trying to build relationships, trying to find that person because I didn't want to be in that lack again. When in truth, I'm still focused on the lack. I was still focused on the lack, and everything moved over to that side even further. And so I dug myself into a hole, but then I realized finally that all I can do, the only thing I can do, is to create my vision of how I desire my life to be. Create it in its financial aspect, create it in its health aspect, create it in its romantic relationship aspect, create it as a father to my children aspect, create it as a brother to my brother, a brother to my sister, a son to my mother aspect, to create my life the way that I see it and have my full vision. And then start positioning myself for that to manifest. Start doing everything necessary and have myself in the position so that when the opportunities come, it all manifests. If I meet someone and they're not upholding the lifestyle, they're not doing what's necessary for me to be able to get to my vision, to be able to maintain my vision, then they can't be with me. If you come to me and you say, like yesterday, I had someone offering me a business opportunity yesterday. Well, their business opportunity, not that it's a bad one, but it just doesn't fit me. It's not something that fit me. So I politely dismissed it because it's not something for me. So I can't be distracted. You can't distract yourself. See, I'm not trying to sell you. I'm trying to tell you that when you allow yourself to be distracted, then all of a sudden your vision gets distorted. Your vision doesn't work out for you. So when other people are in my life, I can't allow their distraction to take away from my vision. I can't allow their distraction to take away from me setting myself up, me vibrating at the right frequency to allow that attraction of the opportunities for me to have my vision, to manifest my vision, my lifestyle, the life I desire to have, the life that is a must be in my life. Not a want, not it could be, but it is a must be in my life. So, needless to say, many of the things that you listen to on a daily basis are trying to sell you into the idea that all you have to do is think about it. All you have to do is envision it and it will be yours. All you have to do is believe it and it'll be yours. Some will tell you that you got to work hard. Some will tell you that you got to vibrate at the right frequency. But I'm telling you that not only must you vibrate at the right frequency, not only must you believe it, not only must you think of it and see it, but not only must you work hard for it, but you got to have a complete picture and not allow distractions. Some of you got distractions in your life right now. You got distractions, and that's fine. But you can't give energy to that distraction. It'll work itself out. When you start vibrating at the frequency that will bring and manifest in your life what it is you desire, those things that are not vibrating at the same level, that are vibrating in the same frequency to match yours, they will excuse themselves. You don't have to worry about it. See, I spent so many hours worrying about it, thinking about it. I spent so much time giving energy to it, never realizing at the time frame that all I have to do is just keep doing me, and that will work itself out. I just have to let that do it, and it will work itself out. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Please continue to subscribe. Come on over from YouTube, from Facebook, and subscribe, and support me on Patreon. I appreciate all my Patreon supporters. And y'all have a great day. And remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. And comment so you can get into the giveaway of some gourmet popcorn from Uncle Ren's Popcorn.